7 years ago, a digital earthquake rocked the financial world, and you might still be feeling the aftershocks. The 2017 Equifax breach wasn't just a news headline. It was a wake-up call about the fragility of our personal data. Do you truly understand how your social security number, birth date, and address ended up in the hands of hackers? This deep dive will unravel the complex layers of that monumental cybersecurity failure, empowering you with the knowledge to protect yourself from similar threats in an increasingly digital world. So, how did this all begin? It started with a known vulnerability in a web application framework called Apache Struts. Think of it as leaving a key under the doormat of a digital fortress. A patch was available in March 2017, but for some reason, Equifax failed to apply it to one of their systems. This single oversight left a door wide open. By mid-May, hackers had found this unlocked door. For the next 76 days, they roamed freely inside Equifax network, almost completely undetected. They moved from system to system, methodically identifying and siphoning out sensitive personal data from different databases. The breach was a silent, creeping invasion. It wasn't until July 29th that Equifax's security team noticed unusual traffic. The digital alarm bells finally started ringing, but the damage was already done. The hackers had been inside their house for over 2 months. This significant delay between the initial intrusion and its discovery is a critical part of the story. It meant the attackers had ample time to steal vast amounts of data without interruption. Why did it take so long? It points to gaps in their internal monitoring and security protocols. They weren't watching their network traffic closely enough to spot the red flags of a major data exfiltration in progress. When Equifax finally went public with the news on September 7th, the announcement itself became a second disaster. The company released the information late on a Thursday, seemingly to minimize immediate market impact. They directed concerned consumers to a hastily built website that was itself flagged by some browsers as a potential phishing risk. The site required people to enter part of their social security number just to see if they were affected, a move many saw as shockingly insecure, given the circumstances. Public outrage was swift and fierce. The handling of the disclosure felt chaotic and self-serving, eroding public trust at the exact moment they needed it most. Let's talk about the sheer scale of the damage. This wasn't a minor leak. The breach affected an estimated 147 million Americans, nearly half the adult population of the country. And the data stolen was the crown jewels of personal information. Names, social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, and in some cases, driver's license numbers. For about 209,000 people, their credit card numbers were also stolen. This wasn't just abstract data. It was the key to identity theft, financial fraud, and a lifetime of potential security risks for every single person affected. In the aftermath, Equifax faced a firestorm. Investigations were launched by the Federal Trade Commission, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and attorneys general across the country. The CEO and other top executives resigned under pressure. Ultimately, the company agreed to a global settlement that included up to $425 million to help people affected by the breach. This fund was meant to cover the costs of credit monitoring services and out-of-pocket losses people suffered. However, for the millions of individuals whose most sensitive data is now permanently exposed, the true cost is immeasurable. The Equifax breach fundamentally changed the conversation around data privacy and corporate responsibility. So, what are the key takeaways for us? First, recognize that your data is valuable and vulnerable. Regularly check your credit reports from all 3 major bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can do this for free. Consider placing a credit freeze on your files, which restricts access to your credit report and makes it much harder for thieves to open new accounts in your name. Use strong, unique passwords for all your online accounts and enable 2-factor authentication wherever possible. The Equifax breach taught us that we cannot solely rely on companies to protect our data. We have to be proactive participants in our own digital security. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most significant data breaches in history. Understanding how it happened is the first step toward better protecting ourselves. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content that helps you navigate our complex digital world safely. Stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video.